Hey guys, it's Jeff, and today Apple is releasing iOS 13.1. I know we just got iOS 13 last week along with those brand new iPhone 11 models, but Apple has been working on iOS 13.1 even before iOS 13 was officially launched. So we have a lot of upcoming changes to iOS 13 in iOS 13.1 and a lot of new features that I think you guys will definitely enjoy. So let's cover those new features and changes, and then we'll talk about the performance improvements that you can get when updating to iOS 13.1, and we'll also talk a little bit about battery life as well. So let's get right into it. Okay guys, so we have on our left here iOS 13 and on our right iOS 13.1. So those are the differences. These will be used as reference as we show you all the new features and changes between different versions of iOS here. Now, the first thing that we did notice was if you go ahead and 3D touch or 3D kind of expand this menu, you can see that it has actually gotten just a little bit bigger. And the battery icon is full now. Previously, it would be kind of like a half full, and now it is completely full. So just a very small change here, but also the kind of menu option is just slightly bigger here in iOS 13.1. So we're getting kind of a bigger experience here with these expanded menus. So in my opinion, it looks really nice, and also you're just getting a little bit more detail here within these menus on the home screen. Now, the next change is in the Wallpapers menu, and if you go and take a look at Wallpapers in iOS 13, you can see that you have some pretty standard wallpapers here, some that we've been seeing for years now. But on the right with iOS 13.1, we're seeing a lot more kind of expanded options here for the dynamic wallpapers. So you can see that all of the thumbnails have actually changed for the dynamic wallpapers, and the animation itself has also changed as well. So the animations for even the dynamic wallpapers that we're seeing within iOS 13 have changed, and they just look a little bit better here. And then also if you go down, you have like the old style dynamic wallpapers as well. So Apple has added those back, but those as well have different thumbnails and they look different as well on screen. So now in the Maps app, you have a share ETA option. So if you go ahead and tap the ETA option, like share ETA option, you can go ahead and share your ETA to a specific location, and you can share that to your contacts so that they can tell exactly when you are going to arrive at your destination. So this would be really good if you're going out with like friends or family, just to show them exactly when you would be getting to that location so that they can plan accordingly. Now, another thing that has been changed is the Apple TV icon has changed. So we're going from that kind of bluish tint style in the middle of the logo there to just a plain white and black. And this is to represent the upcoming Apple TV Plus subscription service, because the logo for that is, it's silver and black, white and black. It's pretty much all the same there, but this is just to represent that Apple is moving in that new direction. Now, if you go into the Apple TV app, nothing has actually changed, so don't expect any changes there. The app icon was the only change with the Apple TV kind of app. You will be seeing further changes maybe in iOS 13.2 or later versions of iOS 13.1 representing the addition of the Apple TV Plus subscription service. Now, if you go into the home app, the animations for kind of turning on a light here are different, but also if you look at the different details of the two kind of icons here, the details are definitely different. So Apple has kind of tweaked all of the icons that are within the home app to just have a little bit more detail within them, and I personally like that, and it just gives a kind of like more real experience to operating your home app icons as well. Now, also if you go to the automation menu, that has changed. So previously it would say location to, an automation-based, like location-based service, and it would only show your home icon, but because people have work, they have different places that they go. Apple has now left that wide open in iOS 13.1 to create your own automations for maybe going to work, school, anything like that, just so you have a little bit more freedom there with the automation menu. So it's just representing that freedom and that you can create different automations for when you basically go anywhere throughout your day, not just your home. Now in iOS 13.1, if you go and enter a emoji with hearts, maybe like an emoji with the heart eyes, or maybe something with a heart emoji in it, not necessarily the actual heart emoji, you will see that the heart emoji within these kind of emojis here with like smiles and everything like that has been changed. So on the left, you can see iOS 13, the hearts were kind of dull, and now on the right with iOS 13.1, the hearts have kind of like a flare in the top right hand corner of the hearts, which just looks a little bit different here, but it actually gives the emoji a little bit more volume, I think, and makes it just a little bit better. So that's a very small change to emojis. Unfortunately, no new emojis within iOS 13.1, but we will be expecting those with iOS 13.2. Now on iOS 13.1, if you go into the settings app, then onto general, and then down to fonts, you have a lot more information here about how you can install fonts. It gives you a location in the App Store to go ahead and download fonts, but you also have a little bit more information as to how this works now. So previously it would just say fonts to install appear here. Wouldn't really give you that much information, but now in iOS 13.1, there's a little bit more information here, and also a prompt to take you to the App Store as well. Now, another very small change, a very small UI change, was in the volume slider for iOS 13.1. The volume icon is just a little bit bigger than what we were seeing in iOS 13. I personally love this change, and there's several different changes coming within the control center in iOS 13 and iOS 13.1, so you definitely want to check all these out. I'm sure that Apple will be continuously tweaking these as we go on into later versions of iOS 13, but I think this is a really great start here in the control center. So now in iOS 13.1, more specifically in the sharing menu, you do have the option to send, anything to people with iMessage or anything like that. You have all of the options on the second row here as well. But you also have some tweaked options. If you go to AirDrop, you can see that we now have icons versus what you had before, which was your Apple ID picture. So essentially, I just see two of my face and have to guess which one was my Mac or iPhone or other iPhone, and it would be kind of confusing. So now you have icons representing like an iPhone or a MacBook Pro or maybe an iMac Pro, whatever you may have. It will represent those icons in the share menu or in the AirDrop menu, so that you're not as confused when trying to share different things to different devices or people. So in iOS 13 betas, the shortcuts animation, icon was taken out, and that entire menu was taken out. And within iOS 13, that was not there. But now in iOS 13.1, if you go to the automation menu, it is back. So you can go ahead and start creating your own automations within the shortcuts app itself. And there's a lot to do here. So definitely go and check that out. There's a lot of things that you can play with within this automation menu, and the bugs from the betas have definitely been squashed, and it works a whole lot better than what we were seeing in the early betas of iOS 13. So definitely go check out the shortcuts automation tool. You will definitely not be disappointed, with all the things that you can create within this app. Now, one last change is if you go into the widgets menu and then kind of expand on the weather, you can see that the icons within the widget for the weather menu have been tweaked just a little bit. They're a little bit larger in iOS 13.1, which kind of represents that, control center volume change. Apple is just making the icons slowly just look a little bit more larger so that we can see them and really grasp kind of like the full animation or, presentation that they're giving you within these menu options or within apps. So this is a very good change here, just a very small tweak, but the weather widget icons are just a little bit larger here in iOS 13.1. Okay, so those were all of the new features and changes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are those enough to get you to upgrade to iOS 13.1? And if you've been using these on the iOS 13.1 betas, definitely let me know how your experience has been. Now let's move on to performance, because that is extremely important when we talk about iOS updates, and performance is definitely on the rise. Now on my iPhone 11 Pro Max, I saw about a 5 to 7% increase both in the CPU and GPU performance, and around like 3 to 4% on the iPhone XS Max. So you're definitely getting a performance improvement if you update from iOS 13 to iOS 13.1. Now what that translates into is the overall operation of the UI of iOS 13.1 versus iOS 13 will be a lot faster. So the animations will be a lot faster, but I also noticed they're a lot smoother in iOS 13.1 as well. So those bugs with the animations and just overall speed have definitely been fixed here in iOS 13.1. What I did notice specifically with the iPhone 11 Pro Max is that the camera operation is just a lot faster. So it seemed like in iOS 13 it was just laggy just a little bit. I noticed that processing videos and rendering them after editing them in the Photos app is definitely faster. And another major thing that I did notice is Face ID is continuously getting faster both on the 11 Pro Max and the XS Max as well. So Face ID is getting faster. The FaceTime camera is processing things just a little bit better. So that will also translate to Animoji and Memojis being a little bit smoother as well. So that's very important if you use kind of those two FaceTime camera features to make sure that it's not jittery or anything like that. So as far as performance improvements, I definitely can see that there are major gains upgrading to iOS 13.1, and it's definitely a reason to upgrade over iOS 13. Now, battery life, that's a major topic when updating to iOS, different versions of iOS. And definitely with iOS 13, we saw major battery improvements over iOS 12.4.1. But going from iOS 13 to iOS 13.1, I really didn't see anything with older devices. It was pretty much the same. Now, if you own any of the iPhone 11 series phones, I did notice that all of these devices are getting much better battery life than what we were seeing in iOS 13. And that's totally understandable just because that was the first version that came with this phone, and the second version obviously will be just a lot faster and perform a lot better, which will give you better battery life. So battery life is definitely on the rise here. If, as I said before, if you own an older device, don't expect to see much, but if you have a newer device, definitely expect to see those gains. So yeah, let's move on to my recommendation of if you should update. So far on older devices and the newer devices as well, I'm not really seeing any kind of detriment to upgrading, so I definitely would recommend updating. Apple has been working on iOS 13.1 for quite a while now, and it's definitely an improvement over iOS 13. So I'd say if you are going to update, definitely go to iOS 13.1, but if you are on iOS 12.4.1, definitely go to iOS 13 first and then make that jump to iOS 13.1. You do not want to kind of skip iOS 13 because there may be some changelogs that do not translate properly between 12.4.1 and iOS 13.1. So definitely make sure that that happens properly. But other than that, I definitely say go and enjoy all the new features and changes, the performance improvements as well. I think iOS 13.1 is a solid update, and I'm running it on my daily driver. It's definitely working quite well, and I will definitely update you guys if I see anything wrong, but so far everything is going really well. So guys, thank you for watching this video on iOS 13.1. I greatly appreciate all of your support and watching our content. If you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, please comment those in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Now, do remember, if you are on the betas, remove that profile so you can get the official update. I will be providing you guys with developer beta profiles a little bit later on, so you can get on maybe future developer betas as well. Or you can go to beta.apple.com to get onto public betas in the near future. Just make sure that you get rid of that beta profile so you can update to the official version of iOS 13.1. So again, guys, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in some upcoming content. If you like today's video, leave a like, get subscribed, and if you want to see that upcoming content, make sure to hit that bell button. That will give you updates as soon as all of our content is released. So hope you all are enjoying iOS 13.1, and definitely let me know your experiences in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys think of the latest version of iOS 13. So I hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.